Yo guys, what's going on? And in today's video, I'll be doing a follow-up video of the Wayfair video that I made on Saturday, which was 4 days ago. And the reason I'm making this follow-up video is because that single-handedly has become the most viewed video on my channel in 4 days. It's my first video to hit 10,000 views, and I've learned a lot more since I made that video. There was some stuff that I was wrong about and some stuff that I just didn't cover in the video. So I want to make this video. This probably will be my last video on it. You know, I'm not going to make this like an entire series. I just did want to cover up some of the stuff that I missed in the first one. And with that being said, we'll roll right into it. I'm gonna, talk about some stuff that, like I said, I missed, and maybe some new stuff that has come up, and maybe some stuff that's been debunked since then. So just hold on tight and stay to the end, because I promise you there's more information that I'm gonna provide, and I'm not just gonna be talking in circles, kind of like I did on the last one. Whenever I record the last one, I was just trying to get the video out and get all my topics covered. But I promise you this video is gonna be a lot more organized, and I'm actually gonna cover a pretty good amount of topics, and it's gonna be structured a lot better. So just, bear with me till the end, and I promise you'll learn something. So one of the topics that I covered in my last video was saying that if you type in the SKU numbers from these cabinets or these pillows into the dark web, that you'll pop up pictures of these kids. That was actually a mistake on my end. What you type the number into is a Russian search engine called Yandex, and it really, that's what pops up the pictures of the kids. But I did a little bit more research on Yandex, and I talked to some friends that are kind of into this, and essentially there's like a bunch of really weird numbers you can type in on Yandex that'll pop up like literally anything. A search engine is designed to pull up a result based off of something that you type in. So if there's like any matching couple numbers with something, like if you were to make an article about chocolate chip cookies and like the paragraph said like you needed flour, eggs, and chocolate chips. If you were to type in chocolate chips on like Google, for example, there's a very good chance that that recipe will pop up, just because that's how search engines work. And that's also why some pictures of these kids pop up on these search engines, just because there's common numbers within these SKU numbers, and that's why they pop up. And that was kind of debunked. I watched another couple videos and I read up a lot more about this because information has just flooded the internet. And there's a couple things that I just didn't even know about in my last video, such as the reason why the price of the cabinets are so expensive. The response to this actually makes a pretty, good amount of sense. Basically, whenever people are selling their products on Wayfair, such as a cabinet, whenever they run out of stock on that cabinet, they'll jack the price up to something like $20,000. That way they still have a spot on the Wayfair website, but no one will buy it because it's out of stock. There's people that actually went and tried to buy some of these products and it wouldn't let them buy them. I think it's just because they're out of stock. So that's actually a pretty valid response to why the prices were so high. But it's not a valid response as to why there were children's names on the cabinet description. You know what I'm talking about. So that question still arises, and that's still the number one question that I have that's pretty fishy. I don't think that nothing fishy is out of this at all. I'm not just saying I don't believe in this at all, but I definitely do think that it's a lot less I don't think it's as big of a problem or something as I did before, just because more information has come out to it. As soon as light was shed on this, there was actually a pretty good amount of information that came out on it. And there was a lot of conspiracies that started with the higher ups, and honestly I have no idea what's going on with that. I looked into it, and it's a bunch of conspiracy people in the government, and me personally I just don't know a whole lot about it, so it's not really my spot to talk on it. But there's a fact that I've seen a bunch of Wayfair employees say that there was a bunch of walkouts and a bunch of hiring, massive hiring conventions. So I don't know what all that's about. I'm just simply stating all the facts that I know. I just think this is all pretty fishy. Like I said in my last video, I'm not an expert on all this. I'm just simply relaying the facts that I'm learning from, the online. Also, one guy in the last video said oh, he did his research, he got all of his information from the internet. I don't know where else you expect me to get my information from, for the sole fact there's not books written on this or anything. Rolling into my next point is going to be a question that I had asked myself in the last video, and I said that I couldn't find where this post came from. I think it originated on Reddit or something, and it actually has been around for quite a bit on a bunch of forums, and on Reddit it has popped up. But it actually only got big just because of TikTok. Apparently there were a group of people, or apparently it was one girl that started posting on TikTok, and the internet took it and just started posting it. So I think that's very interesting to see that that's how it blew up. I think it's crazy that this has been out for a while and not a whole lot of people have been talking about it. And now that there's some light shed on it, everyone thinks that it's a major problem. I'm not saying that it's not a major problem. There could be some serious behind the scenes fishy things going on with Wayfair, but I just think that it's funny that no one's really talked about it until it was brought light upon because of a TikTok, you know, which is kind of a social media platform that's kind of joked upon. Also, one other thing I wanted to cover was something that I got on my notes right here. It's the definition of Wayfair. If you break up Wayfair into two words, it's actually way and then fair. Waif being a stray person or animal, and fair being the price charged to transport a person. Basically what it's saying is like the word Wayfair itself is like in itself a symbol to transport people, because waif is like someone stray and then fair is like to transport them. So it's like a stray person being transported. I saw that picture pop up on Instagram or something, and the definitions are like real, like this isn't just like some picture that was brought up on, you know, just some picture that's brought up on social media. The definitions, like those are the actual definitions. And I think that could be a coincidence. I think it could not be. I mean, typically when there's conspiracy theories like this, there's a lot of things that are just coincidences that are put into the, you know, put into the pie just to, you know, add intensity to the whole problem itself. So there's that. Other than that, I think I covered all the topics that I missed in last video. I mean, there's a whole like rabbit hole full of things. I mean, Tom Hanks is even involved in this. There's a bunch. I guess I'll cover that since I brought it up. Basically, he posted a picture on Instagram a couple years ago. I'll pop the picture up like right here, and it says like SRC USA, and people thought that he was part of the problem because SRC or something was something that you could type into that Yandex search engine I was talking about, and you could find the kids. But it was actually debunked because SRC is like it's something that the city or like the coding people will write on the ground whenever they're, you know, running like wires or something underneath the ground. So it wasn't anything crazy, you know, it was just that was already debunked. So after just reading and watching a lot more on this topic, a lot of it has been debunked, so I don't really know what else to cover. I couldn't see myself making another one of these videos unless some major news information pops up. But if you watched the last video or you're just watching this video, I really appreciate it. I mean, I've been taking a while to make these videos, and I've been working really hard at it. So I'm just gonna ask if you just absolutely destroy the like button, and so consider subscribing to me. It helps the channel out a lot and helps me make videos like this, and I really enjoy making videos like this. So I think that'd be pretty cool. That being said, I'm not gonna waste any more time. I hope that you had a good day and enjoyed the video.